this because I have so many questions, but I don't want it to be.
Well, we'll try to answer them as best as we can. I feel like we all kind of play different parts in the label, and I'm sure we all have all our own opinions on why we're doing it.
Yeah, see, I'll just start the recording before I say anything. So yeah, I wasn't even aware that it was like an actual label. I thought it was just like some dudes who were like, hey, we make cassettes for you if you want. You know what I mean? So I didn't know. So like, give me the full history, dude. Because usually I have like questions I ask, but usually that's because I already kind of know a little bit, and now I just want to know like the little details. But I know nothing
up till
this.
Now. That's
the way that I found you is my girlfriend has this sticker on her.
That's
good on her.
Yeah. So I was like, what is this?
That's our only marketing.
That's the most movies do that.
Yeah. So she has this on like her back bed frame thing, and I was like, what is that?
Oh, that is sick.
And she didn't really even know enough about it. But,
it's so eye-catching.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the whole history, the whole rundown. Where did this start?
Where Cold Love came from, I guess you can kind of start with the origin story of that.
Oh yeah, true. Well, okay, so when I was actually younger, like 15, I was in this borderline group of people, and the name on it was Cold Love, and we all had like a tattoo and did.
We got
I won't discuss,
came from,
but yeah, this was just the sign, and then later on in life, I kind of wanted to reuse that name because we were really interested in music and like local stuff. We always wanted to make a label, so we were like, and I guess it was the summer before my sophomore year of college at KU, so I guess it's only like a year and a half old now, technically. But we were just trying to brainstorm names. We never wanted to do a label, and I liked cassettes. We're pretty involved in like extreme music and stuff, and like harsh noise and grindcore bands have been using tapes consistently since tapes were even around.
Yeah.
So there wasn't ever even like a phasing out of them kind of coming back in with that sort of culture. So I was just really into tapes, and this is a cheap medium. I mean, for $5 at the most, you could sell this, and you can get an artist's full length worth of music, and you still get the packaging and stuff. You still get digital download. Kind of aesthetic with a lot of people's cars still playing. My car playing, so it's
same. My CD player is.
Yeah, strong. So I guess we started out just mainly doing local stuff. Yeah, definitely. Like mostly stuff with people we knew personally. Yeah, like the Lukewarm. Mm-hmm. They're our first band we did. And from there, we kind of not caught on, but we got a little bit more recognition online, and that's how we were able to reach like people from Japan. Yeah, and that's how we ship internationally.
So this was, you said it's only been going for like a year and a half or something?
Yeah, I guess pretty much two years probably. If you count this kind of being in the works, probably 2 years.
Okay, so what is how do you go about this? Like, I mean, who does what in this?
Well, I guess we probably ought to identify.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Natty Watson. I guess I kind of co-founded the label with Christian. I do all the audio handling and the actual construction of the tapes, like them being put together with art and stuff. Okay. And networking. Mostly right now networking because I live in Tokyo currently, for school and stuff. So right now, Lauren pretty much does everything I can't do in person now. So I mostly only do networking now.
Okay.
Just while he's gone. So he's been gone for the past 6 months. I've been doing the slave work.
Yeah, she's
doing the Charlie work.
I'm working the sweatshop now that he's
pretty much been involved as long as we have. And also kind of like business end too. Yeah, she's definitely more business together. Okay. She knows how to use the Excel spreadsheets and stuff. Well, we're just over here with like journals kind of.
It's funny. Before you even said that, I kind of had a feeling that was.
Look at her. Look at her.
I was like, business side, maybe not so much.
I came from actual work today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just do all of the artwork and design, and social media ads and stuff. Video projects. If the art wasn't given to us, it's by the band. Even when it is usually most of the band, he arranges it, but he does all the art and does. Yeah. We've got some video projects, a lot of video projects. These just showing you the ones from scratch here that weren't given in the artwork. But yeah, all the video and digital. These are all print stuff.
Yeah, okay, right on. So you're sort of like graphic designer in many regards.
Is that what you're doing at school?
Yeah.
Have you graduated yet? Are you done with that?
I'm on internship right now. Yeah,
I
close.
can't stand that place, but.
Yeah, no, it's all the way out, no point.
We've been out there a few times. We got
Oh,
stranded
man.
doing a photo shoot out there once.
That's tough.
You know where like the radio station is in the downtown area?
Yeah.
We got stranded out there.
Yeah, well, it was, we didn't necessarily get stranded. Our dumbass friend
Yeah. Left his car like headlights.
left it running.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, his battery's
So,
just dead.
yeah, but get this, and then he goes to pop his fucking hood,
Oh, yeah,
and
and
it
he
like
breaks the latch,
he breaks
like-
the latch on it,
So we
like,
can't
it
even
locks.
jump the car because his hood latch breaks, so
Oh.
it's locked shut.
How did
That's
you
hellish.
ever
That's
get
like-
out of there?
We had to
Fine
call a
intervention.
we had to call a tow truck from like. he
God
probably-
didn't want you to leave.
He probably drove from Tulsa. It took him so long to get there.
Holy
We were just
shit,
sitting
that's
in downtown Milwaukee in
ridiculous.
the middle of the night, just like on a curb, just like. Yeah.
Gosh, that's tough.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
That's a
so
sick.
I mean, how does a band like go about making this happen? How do they get cassette? And do you guys like mass produce these? Like,
Yeah.
how many do you think you do for like a run average? Like, a
Well, it
band?
depends. I mean, we've done 50, I guess is the most we've done right now. 'Cause
50.
we've done them all ourselves. Like, it's a completely DIY label and a
Yeah.
non-profit for that matter.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely a non-profit.
Whether you want it to be or not.
If anything, it's lost profit.
Our magazine is a non-profit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely understand
We're all in
that.
the struggle.
Yeah, we're all out here on the grind.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like, we've approached bands before about wanting to release their music specifically, but also we frequently have artists hit us up, and there's two ways we do it. And we can either, and you know, we're really open-minded about music.
Definitely.
Guys. We're really into pretty much any style,
Okay.
and we're, especially if you're like a Tulsa local, we'll pretty much release your music, no matter where it fits in or the quality
Yeah,
of it.
okay, cool.
And you can either get a sponsor from us, where we'll sponsor your tape run for you and pay for everything,
Mhm.
except that you only get, the deal is though that you get a set of artist copies, maybe like 6 if you're doing a run of 25.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want with those, you can give those away or sell them yourself, but we get to sell whatever we have left and keep the profits from that.
So they're still getting their name out there
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, but we would make
Money since they
Gotcha.
have everything,
And
but,
I guess that's sort of
So
where
it's
it
our
becomes a
release,
label. I guess
Yeah,
that's sort of where
yes,
it
that's
becomes
exactly
a label, and
right.
it's not just dues to make a set.
yeah, right.
Because if that were the case, I guess you would just honestly have them pay for all the tapes, and
Yeah.
just give it to them, and they have to try to upscale those prices and make
That's what
money.
we do too
Yeah.
sometimes, is we'll give them the bulk prices, basically, pretty much exactly what it costs to make the cassettes, they can pay that, and then they can keep the entirety of the run, except we like to keep like a personal copyright.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
for the
Yeah, just for a collection,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
for
yeah.
stuff like this, you know.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have
Even
a
this is
couple.
missing some of them.
Yeah.
But, and then in that case, they can handle this distribution on their own, so if they're on tour or something,
Yeah.
and they don't want people to have to go online to buy a tape from
Yeah.
us, then it makes most sense for them to do that, then they can get that probably twice what they put in usually.
Right on, right on. So what's like the overall goal with this? I mean, where do you want it to be, or are you exactly where you want
Well,
it to
the
be?
only reason we really ever did this is because, at least for me, I just wanted to promote Tulsa music, just
Yeah.
build music.
Definitely.
So there's nothing all about creativity.
Yeah, I mean, mentality about it is not really an end goal, but it's just to be in the scene and kind of work with it and supply it and help it, yeah.
Right
just
on, yeah.
kind of grow a little bit.
I've been talking to a lot of people through just like band interviews and stuff that we're doing for the magazine, and we've all sort of been discussing like the state of Tulsa music scene right now.
It's a little clicked up.
And yeah, that's kind of what we're getting. That's because I'm not in it anymore. Like I used to be in like a hardcore metal band back in the
What
day.
are you playing?
What's up?
What was the name of it?
So I played in one called Honeymoon Massacre, and then I played in one called Go Fight Win.
Okay, well, I remember the first one.
Yeah, and so that was back in like 2008 through like 2012. So that was back when like hardcore music was dominant. You had
Right.
venues in Claremore, also like King
Right,
Clubs
yeah.
in the Tree. You had the Pink Eye. You
Right.
had like the other side
Right.
with the Crush Lounge next to it. Like you had a bunch of venues, and tons of people came out to shows. It was the only thing that our age group was doing.
It's like Marquee.
But so yeah, the Marquee. Yeah, we
All the
actually got
deathcore
banned
shows.
from there. So we were actually stoked when they turned into the Vanguard. 'Cause they didn't know us. We were like, hey, what's up? We're banned. Yeah. But so the sort of like state of the music scene, I don't really even know. And a lot of things that I'm hearing is like the lack of all ages venues is becoming
Yeah,
a huge
yeah,
problem because like young kids can't go to shows anymore. And it's like what we were talking about with the bourgeois yesterday is that they were saying like, you know, you don't go to shows anymore for a show. You go out to a bar and all of a sudden there's a show happening.
Yeah, definitely.
And they feel like that's sort of hurting it. But I just wanted to get you guys' perspective on like Tulsa music scene and how you feel about it currently.
It's clicked up in genres, and also within the genre cliques, there's other cliques. say for like the rap scenes, there are multiple groups who have never even met each other, which I think is pretty messed up.
Yeah,
Because if
that's
everyone got
ridiculous.
together, the shows would be a lot better, more people would come out.
Yeah.
It's like the people I've known in that scene, it's kind of hard to get a crowd in because everyone's so clicked up.
Okay.
The community just needs to kind of interact more. I
Yeah.
think there needs to be more opportunities for stuff like that to happen. People need to start going to other shows besides the ones they're on the bill for, I think, personally.
Yeah, because like
Yeah,
your
other
friends
bands
will come.
need to
Yeah,
support each other.
Yeah, the bands support each other. This seems like there's a weird mentality in Tulsa where
Like a
every-
competition?
where
Yeah.
it's like a competition, and people think, I guess, like either I'm gonna be the one that's gonna put on for Tulsa or whatever, but they don't seem to realize that no one gives a shit about what's going on in the Midwest until there's a bigger draw. Nobody's gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh, here's one band that's just absolutely outstanding,
Yeah.
above the cut from Tulsa that's gonna go play stadiums. So it's never happens. There needs to be a really good music community here that gets national recognition before anyone's gonna give a shit about what's happening here on a national scale.
Yeah, I get you. That's something we've been talking about. The all ages thing always seems to come up. It's like the lack of that, and 18-year-olds can't go out to shows because they're always at the Eddie or something like that. But
Great music scene, man. There's a lot of really
Yeah.
sick bands in Tulsa. right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
A lot of awesome projects.
Garage rock scene.
Yeah, the
is
garage rock
alive
scene's thriving.
well.
Yeah.
They got about damn near everything in Tulsa.
yeah, a little bit of everything, I would say. So, as far as like, what's the plans for this year with Cult Love? I mean, is it like you guys have some stuff coming up, coming out?
Yeah, we've got recently actually a merch run. We try to do those every I don't know, like 6 months just
That's
to.
where most of the money for the labels releases.
Yeah, definitely through merch.
These are the new ones.
And,
Crossword.
Yeah, it's a collab t-shirt with the
Lukewarm
lukewarm.
split.
Oh, that's
Right
cool.
on.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah,
Sleeve detail there.
some of those releases and just more bands, like that's just what we're.
We got,
trying
I
to
think,
put out
like,
as
we
much.
just put out the Daddy's new cassette, and
Yeah.
they bought a run of 50 off us for their own distribution, because they just put out the new.
Was that or worse?
Yeah,
Was
that's
that it?
worse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess for us next, we've got like 4 potential releases lined up. It's just a matter of us starting to work on them. I know
Zunis is next.
Another new Tulsa indie band.
Very
they're-
talented.
They actually
Those guys
played
are
at
awesome.
the Vanguard last night. They had the first slot.
Okay.
They're playing a lot of shows. You guys
Yeah,
should
they're really
check
out
them
working real hard, harder than most, I think, right now.
Definitely.
There was a Japanese emo band called The Lil that played their hiatus show in the Shinjuku Hill Valley venue in Tokyo back in September. And I've got a live bootleg of that, and they want us to do their live hiatus show, a cassette run of that, so we probably like 50 of that.
Cool.
And then Eva Ross is a screamo project from Serbia, and he's got a split that he'd like us to release too. And then Crust Girls, a noise project from Daytona Beach, Florida. He's a good friend of ours. Wants to do like a Japan exclusive release while I'm still over
What
there.
about the Mexican garage rock?
Oh yeah, there's some indie rock, Mexican indie rock band that does up to, but I just want to release an album.
So yeah, just more releases basically, just
Yeah,
staying
cool.
on the grind.
So like, I mean, how do you guys like promote yourself? I mean, you just do social media and stuff?
Social media.
We try to do
stickers on your girlfriend's
We actually,
stuff.
we do, the stickers is honestly probably our biggest draw.
Pretty like guerrilla marketing. It's
Yeah.
not
Christian
even
killed
like,
design
it's just
last year,
awareness
yeah.
basically. Like you see that, it kind of catches your eye and it kind of gets a buzz going. Like most people don't even know what it is, but they
Yeah.
see it and recognize it.
Yeah.
And when they actually do find out what it is, it's like, oh
They're like,
yeah.
that's what that is. So they
Yeah.
can see it.
Really, we kind of use the band as a crutch to promote us.
Yeah.
Just hoping that they kind of put on for us.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of had the same idea when we did the first issue of the magazine. It's like we were like, all right, we're gonna showcase only people in Tulsa. That's it. Like, there's no one outside of Tulsa. All the models are from Tulsa that we shoot. Everything,
Yeah.
everyone, all the content's Tulsa. And we were like, in the first issue, we're just gonna target the people that have the biggest social media followings, because when they're like, hey, look, I'm in a magazine,
Yeah.
all the followers are gonna fly into it. So it
Yeah,
worked perfectly.
smart.
So I mean, that was how we marketed. It was just through other people. We didn't really have to lift a finger other than like interviewing them and whatnot. So we had Tyler Thrasher. He has like 95,000
Yeah, of
followers.
course, yeah.
And
we went to
so-
high school with them.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Tyler.
Yeah.
So we had Tyler in it. He was a huge like supporting thing in the first issue. We had Bryce Gilbertson, who was like the H&M artist of the month and crap. Like she's
awesome.
she's doing a lot of stuff. She's just moved back to Texas actually, so she's gone,
cool.
which sucks. But yeah, so that was kind of our goal for the first one. Like, we need to get that general audience, and then put them all out in Tulsa, and then in the second issue we kind of, because we wanted to get a big following first. So then when we did feature people, they were getting discovered through us, and it wasn't the other way around.
Right.
So we had to build a following first, and then once we had it, we were like, now we can show everyone in Tulsa all these little guys that nobody knows. You know what I mean? So you know, in the second issue that we just released, we had that artist that was on the wall there, which he has a pretty good following. We had Jake Fowler, he's like a woodworker, he does like
That's cool.
builds tables and mid-century modern stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the goal. Is like we are only Tulsa, but sort of like a different perspective compared to the publications that you normally run into. Like This Land is a really high quality magazine, but the content it's not for young people. Like they don't want to read it.
It's like surface level mid-30s kind of.
Yeah, like whenever you talk to someone about This Land, you're like, hey, how do you feel about This Land? They're like, oh yeah, it's really cool. And you're like, have you ever read one? They're like, no. So,
Cool
you know,
t-shirts though. Got
yeah.
a cool little house in Peoria.
Yeah, so we kind of wanted to go towards like a youth culture sort of vibe, but mostly target like 18 to 24-year-olds, and we sort of wanted to like jump in the wave, like right when people are getting out of high school and they're trying to decide what they want to do with their life, we're trying to like jump in the wave and be like, wait a second, before you make this horrible decision and you go to school and get in a whole bunch of debt and do something that you hate, at least take a chance at this creative project you want to do. And even if you fail, that's freaking sick, because at least you tried it, and now you can go to college and do whatever that thing is that you want to do. But so it's really targeting like younger audiences, and just to show them like, well, all these people are surviving. I mean, Tyler Thrasher does nothing but make crystallized art and whatever, and he's making bank. He's buying a house. He's he's doing everything that he likes. So if he can do it, what's stopping you, or at least stopping you from trying? So that was kind of the goal behind it, and to sort of make social media in print form. Because when you're on social media and you're following these people, you're like, oh, this person seems cool, but you're not getting any real insight into their life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're only seeing what they want you to see.
Yeah, so when we made Normal, it was sort of the idea of, we're going to redefine what normal means, as far as like, I'm going to have a normal job and I'm going to have a normal life. Well, a normal job should be making cassettes for bands. A normal job should be crystallizing animal skulls and making shit tons of money out of it. Like, that should be what normal is. Like, there is no definition. And we picked the tagline, "These are your friends," because it is only people in Tulsa. So literally, you have no excuse. You can't say, well, he lives in California, that's why he's successful at it. It's like, no, dude, these are people that you run into on a daily basis, so you have no excuse anymore.
Well, then we got a parallel mentality then. We're pretty similar.
Yeah,
We're very pro DIY. Just kind of want to turn the spotlight back on the community.
Yeah, right on. Dude, it's so cool, because I mean, you just don't see cassettes that are new anymore. You know what I mean? That's why I've been talking to like the guys here at Savage Space who run it and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna interview these dudes who make cassettes, and they're like, what? Like, that sounds so sick. And I was like, dude, it is sick. But like, we're very much, the publication is very much like late 70s, 80s, and early 90s. That's how we sort of graphic design the whole thing now. The first issue, not so much, because we were kind of scared of how that would go over. But then after the first issue, we decided we didn't give a shit. We were just going to do whatever we liked. And we're like obsessed with the 80s as a decade in general. So everything that we have, which your logo for Cult Love, the one that's on your Instagram, is that from Can't Buy Me Love? Very similar idea.
I think that's no, that one's the one with like this Cult Love. It's got like the kind of rainbowy colors.
Pink and blue.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just messing around and just like wanted to bring like CMYK like behind the scenes computer graphics and put it up front like.
Yeah, that was just kind of weird. Honestly, we just kind of throwing around. We made like a bunch of kind of
just
the weird logos and stuff.
Before the inception of the actual logos.
But I just sort of like was enamored with the idea of why you guys wanted to make cassettes. I mean, like, it just doesn't. And how well does it go? Like, how well do they sell, honestly? In like
our last run, this Vaporwave one.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the Daddios sold brilliantly because they bought the entire run off of us. But this one, this was a run in 25, and I think these are the last 2 copies we have. We sold out of those in 2 days.
Wow.
And we thought, I mean, which isn't crazy
We
big, I think.
shipped them.
We shipped like 7 of them went internationally.
Yeah, one was to
All over
Denmark, there
the
was
States,
Ireland, one went to Japan but wasn't to somebody you knew,
Yeah.
you know, they were just, I was
so-
mailing them
and
everywhere.
the only reason we even have any of these left is because we thought we'd sold out of them and then she
Yeah, that
switched
was
them.
my bad.
We're just like, well,
I'm not as organized
Yeah.
as I present myself.
So what does one of them cost? Like, or does the band sort of name their price?
Yeah, I don't know if you ask me, that's my completely personal opinion. If you're paying more than $5 for a cassette, you're getting ripped off.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. In fact, it's probably paying.
So we sell them for
$5.
$5.
Cool.
But, you know, if a band buys them off of us, they name
It's up to
their
them.
price
Yeah,
after
yeah,
they sell
they
them,
can-
but I mean,
But what I
I've
would
never seen them.
strongly present or suggest it be $5. Well, I say $5.
Yeah.
Okay, right on, right on. That, I mean, it's super cool. And it's even cooler that like you design a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like you just sort of from the floor up make this.
Yeah.
We prefer it that way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's how we prefer to do all
I
of our
mean,
work.
it's fine. Yeah, it's like fine to bring your art to the table if you want us to use it, but we kind of like the idea of like when you do a release with us, it kind of becomes like something unique.
Yeah, it's included in the package.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll make it look special edition even. These
Yeah.
are all super limited, most of them are hand marked, so it's like, it's pretty personal piece of art or
Yeah.
or whatever.
Very cool, dude.
Yeah.
And
All of them are.
it's literally sort of like a cult classic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, if you're gonna pay $5 for a digital download from Bandcamp, you might as well get a physical copy with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't have it,
Yeah, if
just-
anything, it's just like a little
Yeah.
piece of keepsake kind of. If
Yeah.
you have a digital copy as well, you can just have that. Like vinyl, how that
Yeah.
is, just the
Yeah.
artwork, it's like you can,
Oh,
it's a
dude.
piece of artwork.
Yeah, you
know?
put it on the wall, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can all listen to it. And most of the bands we do include a digital download in the cassettes.
Mhm.
We don't have to bother with that because it's their music.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's on them. But so I mean, even if you do get a cassette, you get the digital download.
Yeah.
And you'd like to pay for it anyways, might as well get
Yeah.
physical copy.
Yeah,
right?
totally. Very cool. So, another thing I was going to ask you guys is sort of like, since you're so into music in general, what is like, how is social media and like the current just modern society hurting or helping music and independent labels and things like that? Do you think it's hurting it, helping it? I mean, what's the overall?
Both. I mean, there's so many different ways to answer that. It's good because anyone who's making music can get it out there, but at the same time, it's hard to be discovered now because
It's saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, very saturated.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, back in the days, like 50s through 80s, not everyone was making music, and so just the really
Right.
good people
Yeah.
who recognize
Sort of
it now,
shine
just
through.
everyone says it's
Now
so
I'm
easy.
on the internet.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
No, it's the same way with photography. The exact same way. It's like everyone thinks they're a freaking photographer.
It
Yeah.
became super accessible.
We hit a point. We used to do video, like we would do short films and film weddings and commercials, and we used to film at the Vanguard all the time and crap,
I
and
see.
film bands. And we, after our third member sort of departed and moved away, we got out of the video thing. Mikey and I were sort of like grasping, like, what are we gonna do? And we were like, well, we're basically just photographers now, and we're gonna try to like run Instagram pages for people, because that was right when Instagram was about to launch business pages. We knew
Right.
people were gonna want to up their content and
Yeah,
stuff, but we were
yeah.
going around showing them our business cards and stuff. And then like I got in the car and I was like, how do we know anyone's ever gonna even look at our stuff? Like we just gave them a business card, but how do we know that anyone's gonna care or even go to our site? And so I was like, maybe we should make like lookbooks, like little booklets of our photos. So when we're there in front of them, we can be like, here, check this out.
I'm
You know what I
looking
mean?
at it now.
But then once we started looking at like printing and stuff, we were like, dude, why don't we just make a magazine, showcase like, and then that was sort of our idea, and we realized that nobody was doing it, so we didn't really have any competition. We had like this and stuff, but it's a totally different category, you know, they're more of a historical book. And so we were like, dude, this is literally an unsaturated market. We're two photographers who won't have to compete with anyone else in the photography world because nobody else is doing what we're doing. So we were like, oh my God, we tried to crank out that first issue immediately, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we tried to keep
Yeah,
silent,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
tell anyone that this
That's
is our
kind
idea.
of what we did too.
Yeah.
Reception too.
And, so I mean, is there anyone else like anywhere doing this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In Tulsa, there's Passive Recordings. There's
Uh-huh.
ran by this guy named Mermian. He plays
Echo.
in Sunbow.
Sunbow.
And he plays, he's played drums in Sunbow. I don't know, he plays in
Okay.
Sunbow and Senior Fellows, which is another really awesome local band. And he played briefly Senior Fellows, but a couple other projects. But he runs Passive Recordings, which is basically like an analog label.
Cool.
They go in on vinyl and cassettes. And I know Horton Records does some cassettes, maybe it's just vinyl.
I think they're just fine.
Might just be vinyl. But I think it's one of the ACOG boys runs a label that.
Oh,
does-
Dylan or Jesse?
One of them, I can't remember which one. I think one of them runs a label though that does cassettes too.
Cool.
And then Wrong One Records, based out of Oklahoma City, which is like pretty much the Oklahoma hardcore label. Like that's where all the bands go for their releases. They do cassettes too. Yeah, but they don't DIY them. I'm thinking Passive Recordings DIYs. I think Wrong One has their orders theirs from a duplication factory because they do like pad printing and stuff on there.
Cool.
rather than labels.
Yeah, I've been following you guys on Instagram for a while. And I remember I messaged with you, I guess
Yeah,
I messaged
yeah,
a
it was
long
me,
time
yeah.
ago, and I was like, hey, I'm considering you guys for like the third issue of doing a piece on it. And then like I sort of noticed that you guys like weren't posting or anything, and I was like, dude, they better not be done.
Oh no, we had a little dry spell.
Yeah,
because we was gonna all get really busy.
Yeah, and then it wasn't long ago you posted the Daddy-O's thing, and I was like, oh my God, they're still around, good. Because
Yeah.
I was like, man, how about I have to find some other content to put in the thing? I was like, man,
No,
because
we're here, we're here.
We don't want to do all that work.
you know, the fact that we are an 80s sort of based idea, and all of our graphic design stuff is leaning very 80s. We were like, it's so perfect to have a group of guys that make cassettes. I mean, this is essentially probably the most 80s piece of memorabilia you could possibly have. Like the Sony Walkman and a cassette is like the number. Actually, the Sony Walkman has been voted the greatest invention of the 1980s.
It changed the game.
Yeah, which led to stuff like the iPod. Like mobile music was now a thing. So I was like, there's nothing more perfect than this idea. So like whenever it comes to like being a label, like I've never really understood like what that means per se. Because when you think about a label, it's always like, oh, bands are signed to us and we put the bands out and whatnot. But how is it like the label portion work for this, or do you just consider like
It's not as like legit as the huge labels.
we would
We're
never
not doing
sign
like
it.
advertising
Yeah.
for the bands. We're not putting out content for the bands.
We don't have money to advertise ourselves.
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, it's just like that small distribution of them, and giving them an option to have a physical release.
Yeah, we just like
Okay.
we really ideally, maybe it's just on my
So,
own day,
okay.
but I'd like it to be a rallying flag for like the Tulsa music community.
Okay, so yeah, what you just said sort of makes the most sense. Is like you want to be able to do a low-cost physical release
Yeah.
for bands. That's sort of what I was looking for. Is like something along that definition, because obviously it costs a shit ton of money to make vinyls and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never done it,
yeah.
but I've had friends in the music. I know Sports. I don't know if you guys know who that band is. They
Yeah.
have made vinyls and have looked at making vinyls and crap. And I just knew that it was very difficult
Yeah,
for
it's
them.
not
They were
cheap.
like, dude, this
It's
is
hard to do
insane.
by yourself usually.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's what I was looking for. It's sort of like low-cost alternative.
Yeah, we're pretty simple. I mean, we don't sign the bands. I mean, you can go release music with really all you want.
Yeah,
We just want to, honestly, we just want to help people put out their music.
Yeah. So do you guys see doing this like long term? So you're studying graphic design?
I study Japanese.
You're studying Japanese, okay, right? So like, I mean, do you
She's
guys?
a geoscience engineer too.
You're a science engineer. Oh my god.
We've all got other stuff going on, but we try to heavily.
Oh, I'm just a geoscience engineer that I make cassettes for bands on the side.
She's got, she's the whole package.
I'm still in school. I'm
She's
not
all
like an
package.
actual
Yes, I always enjoy when like you say sentences that you know no one else on earth has ever uttered before. Like, I'm a geoscientist who makes
Well, might be one of them actually.
Yeah.
It might be one of them.
That should be your bio on like everything.
I'm an environmental scientist. I'm not gonna have anything to do for the next 3 years, so I might as
Well,
well
very
be doing
true.
this.
Very
And then I'm
true.
gonna have a
Yeah.
huge mess to clean up
Yeah.
in 3 years.
Then
so,
you'll be busy
you
as
know.
hell. You might
Steady
have to
Right.
you might have to
So
hire
then
someone else.
the
for
next
this one.
3 years we'll do this,
Yeah.
and then
But yeah,
I'll
so I
have
mean,
to
do you
I'll
guys?
have to find somebody else to do the Excel spreadsheet.
So do you guys see this going on for a long time? And do you ever feel like you might get to a point where you expand Cult Love and it's maybe a little bit more than what this is?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I like to keep
We
it running as
love it.
long as we can. I mean, I have fun doing it. It's the
Yeah.
source of the most anxiety in my life and the most joy in my life.
Yeah, we know what that's like. Yeah, we know what that's like.
I'll show you guys know too.
Yeah, when we're approaching a release date and half the magazine isn't even designed
Yeah,
yet.
sweating bullets.
And we're like, oh my god. And then, we had a band bail on us in the last issue.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really bail on us. We decided to remove them for
He's like psych.
and so we threw Planet Blood in there to a layout that was already designed, like that whole layout. For
Yeah, that looked great. I saw that.
Yeah, and so we hit those anxiety levels too. But then when it's out, we're like
Yeah.
on cloud nine, dude. We're like, our release party went over well. We had a lot of people in here, so we were stoked on that. But getting there, I was a little bit tense this time around.
Yeah, as far as long term though, I mean, I think we're always just trying to develop the label a little bit more. There's no
In some
like,
direction.
set goal, but yeah, just improving on every aspect.
Right now, I just want to be able to have enough money at some point to do like a vinyl release, but a record on wax without having to
Okay.
put my own money into
So you
it.
are sort of looking into maybe eventually in the future doing other stuff besides cassettes.
Oh yeah, we've done some CDs before, or a CD run, but that was kind of
We just did
bullshit.
one,
Yeah, I just did one. Yeah, it's mostly just cassettes, but I'd do pro CDRs if a band wanted to do them, and I'd really love to do some vinyl, and I really want to put out some flexies. Like whenever the big one put up a new record, I'd really like to do some flexes with a single off of it.
Right.
I guess if like realistically, if we ever wanted to actually like make a living doing this and
Yeah.
not just like live in squalor,
Yeah.
we'd probably have to like expand it. I assume like maybe a streetwear brand or or something
Yeah,
that does like
that's-
releases on the
Ah,
side.
yeah,
Something that has a
yeah.
more massive appeal, maybe not so niche currently.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. 'Cause-
Considering that's where the money comes from, is from.
Yeah,
but
pretty much, we
fortunately,
get,
people like that. too,
usually we
so-
get our money back on the cassettes, but the only ever time we ever have a chance to boost our budget without pretty much dumping our own money into it, which we've already done plenty of, and we're not trying to do any more of that, is when
Oh, yeah.
is when we do the merch runs. So whenever we do t-shirts and stuff, that's usually where we're able to beef up like our, our budget. I
Where do
guess.
you guys get the t-shirts made at?
Locally, usually.
Yeah, we've switched.
Or good
each
friends.
time,
Everyone we've used though has been local.
Yeah, yeah.
She actually, the first run actually was a gift from her and me one Christmas. And she did 30 t-shirts with some local print company, right? I can't remember the name.
Oh, God, that was like,
Was it Caveman Prints or something? What was
yes,
it called?
it was Cave,
I don't know.
Cave,
I wasn't sure. But then,
Caveman?
was-
It was in Quad or something.
Oh, okay. Wow.
second run we did with our friend Jack Warner went to school with. He built his own screen printer. Third run we did with, God damn it. Chad, yeah, Chad.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Oh, Chad Earls. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he, yeah,
He's doing Umbra, right?
Yeah,
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 that's-
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's talked to me a few times about the magazine.
Yeah, he's a sweet dude. He did a
Yeah.
great job with those. Those were awesome. And then this last run we did
Personal friend.
with a good friend of ours who also formed. He lives in California now, but he's Tulsa.
Cool, cool.
We lived here for a while. So we tried to. I mean, we wanted to be local. We want everything
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
to be local
Right on,
people.
right on.
That'd be ideal.
And so you guys, I mean, you sounds like you're in it for the long haul, as long as it keeps
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, as long
No
as
end in sight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's cool though. I mean, we, like, here's the thing about Tulsa right now, that, you know, we're trying to change personally with the magazine, and Savage Space is trying to change with the co-working things. There's so much cool shit going on in Tulsa,
Yeah.
and nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
Like you guys were saying with the music scene, that it's disconnected.
Yeah,
Like this
so true.
this artist doesn't go to this artist shows or doesn't even know who that artist is. It's the exact same with everything else
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not music.
It's
It's
like-
like-
it's-
yeah,
yeah,
I
it's-
mean, we like to think that we're pretty involved in the music scene, and we didn't know you guys were having shows here.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah, we
I didn't.
didn't
I didn't make a
know.
connection to that hardcore show that was going on this year. 'Cause I didn't
No.
mention there's a new venue.
Because that's something we
Yeah,
didn't
so that's
really
news to me till today. Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
been there
Yeah,
otherwise.
which they opened this space the same, like basically the same time we released issue 1,
Yeah.
which was in October of last year.
Uh-huh.
So like it is pretty brand new, and the
Yeah.
shows are pretty brand new here as well. So you guys haven't been like missing out on this hidden thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
For very
Yeah.
long.
Well,
Well,
that's
it
why I
hasn't been
felt-
that long, but
Yeah.
still, that's
We
really
went to
fucking
the
cool.
the
Yeah.
Daddios and the Garage Rock house show the other day. I was like, I felt like I had been living under a rock. I was like, I didn't have any idea any of that was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, Christian and Lauren were a little more keen too, but I was just like, whoa. No, I had no idea pretty much.
Yeah.
You've been
I
out
feel
of
it's like
town
that
for a
all the
little
time.
bit.
Or like I remember when I met like my for a couple of noise artists in town. I was like, I didn't realize anyone else in Tulsa was doing merch noise.
Yeah.
They're putting on like shows like that.
That's the thing. We're just trying to bring it together to where it's aware not just to other people in Tulsa, but it changes the outlook on Tulsa. Because if you go to other places, Tulsa's outlook is like, what I mean, are there even paved roads there?
Yeah, right.
Like people
Yeah.
have no
Fire.
idea. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, it's a city with people that are
Yeah.
creating it. But we're also trying to change that idea that if you want to do something creative, you've got to leave Tulsa first. And people have that mindset. And I actually wrote,
I bitch about that all the
yeah,
time.
I actually wrote a piece in the first issue called "Don't Blame Geography," and it was talking about how, you know, people make that excuse basically because they're scared of failing, or they make that excuse of, well, I mean, I live in Tulsa. Like once I move to California, once I move to New York, like I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to pursue that more. And it's like you're just making excuses. Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
like,
anything, it's
That's
gonna be
even
harder.
makes
You're just in
sense.
one giant
Yeah.
shouting
It's
contest.
gonna get lost in the
Yeah.
ocean over there.
Yeah.
I feel like Tulsa, you know, being in the Bible Belt too, in the Midwest, that I guess is generally thought of being disconnected from like other areas of the country, like urban areas like New York or
Yeah.
Chicago or LA or whatever. We feel like we've really grown pretty organically and like kind of done our own thing. It's been like pretty unique cultures that have been developing here in music.
Mhm.
So I don't know, I really like the direction Tulsa's going in. I'm going north of Tulsa.
Yeah, same. I'm the exact same way. I used to be sort of wallowing in pity as far as like, man, I mean, I bet if I was trying to make films somewhere else, it'd catch on. No, actually, it would be worse because
Yeah, dude.
100,000 other people are making the same thing as me. They're doing the
Right.
same thing. And you know, even if we took this publication somewhere else and we started in normal New York, we would get smashed. I mean, I don't. There's probably 50, 60
Yes,
thousand
Yeah,
other
magazines,
that are sort of doing this. But when you get the option to nurse a little baby from the start of the creative world, other than going into a fully adult creative world in another state. I would rather take the baby. I'd rather be the one, I'd rather be breastfeeding the creative scene in Tulsa.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I totally
than,
feel
yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's funny, whenever I hear people complain about Tulsa too, I'm always like, it's always people that haven't put anything into Tulsa or tried to build anything here. It's like, you haven't put anything in, why are you expecting something out?
Yeah, they sort of think, well, I already failed.
Yeah.
It's like, but you haven't done anything.
It's like
yet.
before we graduated high school, me and Christian, let's go to Miami and do shit. That's
what I was thinking as soon as this conversation
I knew she wasn't
started.
expecting to bring it up. Drag all me.
We're all guilty of it. It's just being smart enough to do something.
Then you get a little older, and like, especially like the ages we are, we've grown up at a pretty opportune time to be living in Tulsa. Like, we've seen a lot of stuff going on. So with age, I mean, as soon as I got to 18, 19, what we had here was pretty special.
Yeah. And it takes sort of like, it does take a little bit to realize that the only thing that's holding you back is you, and like, it does take a little bit, because especially when you're younger, you haven't gotten into that mindset yet, which I feel like is very important for everyone that's trying to do something creative, is that the first thing you have to realize is that nobody gives a shit about what you're doing.
That's so true.
And like, once you get to that point, you're like, okay, now I have to go out and make them give a shit about
Nobody
it.
cares.
Yeah, and it's sort of a harsh thinking, but it sets you free. Because when you put something out and then nobody cares, and you're like, well, I guess that's it. I guess I'm done. You know what I mean? It's like, what?
Why were you even
No, man. Like, and so once you get to that point of like, all right, nobody cares about what I'm doing, but as long as I keep doing it, eventually people are going to care. Eventually it's going to snowball into something. And when we put the first issue of the magazine out, we were like, I mean, I don't even know if it's gonna. I don't know what it's gonna do. And it ended up being like 10 times more of what we thought it was going to be.
So great.
And then
I'm almost surprised, really.
and the second issue doubled in size from the first issue. We were able to print, a bigger magazine, and it has grown since the first issue, and it's even better than it was before. And now we feel like we're starting to get into a position of a tiny bit of power, to where we can start really talking about topics that are very important to creatives and people that are in Tulsa, and we might be listened to by them. Because first issue we were like, I don't know if anyone's going to care, I don't know if anyone's going to read this or give a shit about any kind of personal opinions that we have. But we feel like we're probably getting to a point now where that might be the case. Like, people follow the magazine pretty closely. There's all these, there's people that showed up here. Like, when we had the release party, I didn't know, I would say 80% of the people that showed up.
That's awesome.
And I thought it was just going to be a bunch of friends coming out the day, they're like, well, I mean, I have
That's
to
a
go.
nice thing.
I have to go. It's like, yeah.
Your parents, like, oh,
Yeah.
That's
I thought that like I was going to be among like 14 friends who like know me, and they would just feel bad if they didn't come. And then actually it was my friends who didn't show up. Yeah. And I was like, where the hell are you guys? And they didn't show up, but it was just like a bunch of people we didn't even know, and they were stoked to come here and see Planet What, and they were stoked to, like, they all bought magazines and crap. We were freaking blown away. We were so stoked.
Well, I'm glad that you're doing so well.
Yeah. And yeah, I've been dying to get this cult love thing in there.
Well, we're flattered, man. We really appreciate you guys. Are pretty damn down to earth. It seems like you guys are doing some cool stuff.
Yeah,
we're
we're
definitely on
trying.
flavor of it.
Yeah, we're giving it a go. But yeah, a lot of these bands I need to look into, especially the ones that are local, because we've been.
Check out the Lukewarm band, they're so good.
Yes, and I have heard. I've heard a little bit of them.
They need to
Yeah, they need to get their shit together to make some more stuff.
Yeah.
You can write that if you want.
You can say that. We really
You can quote
We
me on
might
that.
have we might have it where you open it. It's like Cold Love Sound Tapes, and there's a quote that says, "The lukewarm needs to get their shit together." It's just like in a little. Yeah.
It's like sit down with Cold Love and talk about why the lukewarm need to get their shit together.
Cold Love
make some more
launches attack on lack of progress with new lukewarm music.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
It's like 40 years from now, you run for president and this shit leaves.
Local girl disses.
So where do you guys operate out of? Like, where do you like put all this stuff together? I mean, do you just like.
My apartment.
My parents' house. It's like, my room is just like a mess of cables. It's honestly a safety hazard to walk around there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right
But
on.
we got like.
It's either his place
I
or
got
mine.
we've got like 5 dual decks, some 8-track decks. Hell, Christ, I think CD players. She just invested in a really nice like
Military grade.
Yeah, master grade,
found a
like
deck
professional
recently.
grade. yeah, like mastering deck, and those are pretty nice.
Wow.
It's
That's
like an old one that used to be,
and
it was like a military grade listening device or something.
It was got handmade. The thing's
It was
huge.
like
It's
a
a big ass piece
recording,
of
like they
equipment.
used to record ransom calls and that kind of shit from
Oh,
it. There's like a
okay.
phone and a
Yeah.
room attached to
It's
the
awesome though. That's
inside.
the last.
Yeah, so I can just hook my, instead of, we used to have to do computer, CD,
To
cassette,
cassette, okay.
And then cassette masters.
Yeah.
you know, that kind of
It was
thing.
really
Because we
tedious.
had like 4 different separate decks. This one, I can go straight from my laptop to 4 cassettes at the same time.
And it's got a remote, and the audio quality is nice. So that's what we did the Dadios on, and
Yeah.
this is just a far superior.
It was just the first one we've done.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
got
I
like
had
a
to drive down to the
central
middle of
space,
nowhere to
though,
pick it up,
so that
though,
we got
but-
everything
Hop
right. It's
on.
just
I used to-
here and there.
I guess a cult house. I used to run a house, a venue up in Lawrence, Kansas, and that's where I guess a
The
lot of it
cult
was based
house.
out of, when it was kind of all centralized.
The Colt House, I feel like people probably mistook that for something that it wasn't.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Yeah, that was fun. We just put on a lot of
Yeah.
Lawrence House shows, and we released some like Kansas bands too. Got a lot of friends up there. Just music
Mhm.
fun. But yeah, but there's really been a centralized location. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah, but I mean, this
Yeah.
place, honestly, I mean,
Yeah. Leave it up to the
you
garage.
pay like a monthly fee and you can do whatever the heck you want here. There's even people that do like floral businesses out of here.
That's cool.
And so like we came in to plan for our party and they were like just flowers
Flowers everywhere.
galore, 'cause they were putting a wedding together.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
these guys do this. If you guys are looking for a place, this place,
That's sick.
And you
We'll
have,
keep
like-
that in mind.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so another thing that we needed to talk about was doing a photo shoot. We gotta have a photo of you guys.
Oh, we love it. I'm feeling
So-
trendy and Lauren looks lovely.
Well, not right now. I mean, it's not
Oh,
gonna,
I was like, oh,
it's not gonna happen right now, but it will have to happen before.
Okay.
So this 3rd issue will be released at Tulsa Overground. I don't know if you guys
shit.
would go there and be a part of that.
One of our films showed there.
Oh, for real? Yeah, we actually had 2 films showing
Yeah.
there. Mikey,
Congrats, nice.
yeah, but so we're gonna, yeah, because after we did the release party, we were like, we probably shouldn't do a release party for every issue because it's a lot of work and a lot of money. So this one's just gonna release at our booth at Tulsa Overground.
Okay.
He advertised in the magazine, so he gave us a booth space instead of paying us money, which I was like, whatever,
That's
I'm
cool.
down
That's
with
good
that.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's when this will be, and that starts, I think, May 6th.
Okay.
So issue 3 will be out May 6th. So we'll have to do a photo shoot you guys well before then.
I leave back to Tokyo March 6th, so it might need to be like within the week if you want me to. do
Okay,
it.
yeah,
If
and
that's
that
possible.
okay?
yeah, we can do
Okay.
that. Yeah, we can do that. And sort of, you know, like I said, everything in our magazine is sort of either late 70s, the whole decade 80s, or early 90s. So everything graphic design wise kind of has to meet that sort of, which
Yeah.
Cult Love's not going to have a problem with that because I've seen like some of the stuff that you guys have
Yeah.
done and it very much fits into those categories. But the photos in general can kind of be whatever. I would like it to be something where you guys are sort of surrounded by the actual process of this. I mean, if you guys are just like sitting in a coffee shop just looking like a 3-piece
Yeah,
band.
like an ass hat.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
we'd rather not do
yeah,
it like that.
I'm not going
either.
to really be into that, but if you guys were
Dude.
sort of in.
Your room.
Yeah, if you want to do it in my parents'
That's
my
kind
old
of-
bedroom, you can do it in there. You can just
That's
get
kind
it
of what I
small.
want.
The equipment.
Or we put it in the basement with the equipment. Yeah, we've got some pretty
Yeah.
dope ideas.
And if you wanna look around, like ads and stuff, if you have a concept that you like, let us
Mhm.
know. and
Yeah.
we'll-
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
I think with
That's
the gear is a good way to do
Yeah,
it.
I
And
think
we have a
that's what I-
lot of shit we can
Yeah.
play
I mean,
out.
is it like a cluttered like?
My room
Yeah.
is this, dude. My room.
It is
Oh my
piles
god.
of cables and
Right on.
stacks of shit.
Yeah,
We've
there's a
got
lot of
pedals
shit. And if we
everywhere.
brought her stuff over there and his stuff over there, it would be like. You couldn't even get through. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to walk
Oh,
through.
God,
Like,
that's
my
amazing.
hat doesn't even work.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I know,
a
like-
lot of it we buy not knowing if it works or not.
So let's that I'm sold. Like that's
Yeah.
for sure I want because all the old technology in general being in there
You've got
is like
hammer
what we're
radios and
is what we're looking
Nah,
for.
dude, we got some really old shit we can flex.
So
We got all these old drum machines too. Oh, we're gonna look like some hooligans.
oh, for real, like some of the old like.
Oh, we got like I got like some old like 80s like really terrible.
They're like
sounding
drum pads.
machines.
Like
The drum
drums.
machines so
Yeah.
sad. Like a Sensonics Drum Pro from like '82 or
That's
something.
super sick, dude. Like
It's
I'm so
incredible.
into that. So yeah, that's for sure, without a doubt, where we want to do the photo. So what I need to know is like based on like day jobs and where everyone's at, what is going to be the best time for us to do that photo?
I'm good after 5 every day of the week.
Every day after 5.
I'm free all the
Same.
time.
Every
Free all
day
the
after
time.
5 works for me as
Okay.
well.
Okay, so that's pretty much the same as you. Every day after 5 is pretty
Yeah.
much generally it. You guys are only the second person we've interviewed for this, so we're not like so deep
The-
in our under. So
Yeah.
we still have a little bit of wiggle room before the actual release. So
That'll go away quickly.
yeah, very
Oh,
quickly.
it does.
But if we can get your photo and stuff knocked out soon, we can go ahead and start designing that layout and be way ahead of the game
Yeah,
compared to what we usually are.
Well, that'd
which
be
is
awesome.
like, which is like, well, we're released in 4 days, so I guess we should start designing.
Yeah, time to put some creative efforts forward.
Yeah, we didn't even know the shipping date of our second issue. It said it would be delivered like 4 days after our release party.
Oh.
So we were like, well, I guess we'll just have to hope that maybe they get here faster, which they have done always in the
Yeah.
past. So we're like, I'm pretty sure they'll get here in time.
Yeah.
We got
They
them.
just do that to save their ass.
Yeah, they do. But so we got the magazines, I think, like 3 or 4 days before the party.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Really risky
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it was very. I don't ever want to do it again, ever. But we will, I know for sure.
Want me
We
to-
suck ass.
Source of your greatest anxiety, source of your
Yeah.
greatest
It
memories.
happens.
So where's this house located?
Oh, right down the street, close to East 19th Street.
Should we do it in the basement? Because we could go to like 90s garage.
The other thing is that if you wanted to do it like in somewhere grungier, we can also move all that somewhere.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, most of it's loose. Like I keep most of it packed up.
Personally, what I'm thinking about right now that I sort of like as a photo shoot idea is that you guys said that there were a bunch of cords lying everywhere.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool if everyone was just sort of wrapped and
Yeah.
tangled in cords, and you guys had them around your necks.
Yeah.
You guys had all
Here's
your.
your, I'll be
awesome
holding
things.
my mixer, dude. Yeah. I
Yeah,
can see
and you guys are
something
just kind of
going
like chilling on the floor with all this cool old technology behind you, and I feel like that's sort of what we would go for.
Well, my bedroom's fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents don't give a fuck.
Yeah. What's like light typically like in there? We probably need to bring
There's
some
light.
lights.
It's a lot of natural light.
Oh, okay.
There's on each side with drapes.
Yeah, with drapes.
Oh, okay.
Great.
It's also really dusty. Kind of gross.
That's
That's
fine.
fine. That's fine. So if you are shooting after 5 though, that natural light's probably gonna go down a little
There's
bit.
we got a we got a bunch of lamps in the house, but there's also
Mhm.
the fan.
Yeah.
Overhead.
So that's fine. We'll bring 2 lights or so.
Or we should go at a different time.
Or we should. Yeah, but I mean, when you go back, you said.
March 6th, so not this Monday, but the following Monday.
So we would have a weekend in between.
Yeah, you would have-
Yeah, I'm free all weekend. Not
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that
yeah.
after
What about
five.
you?
Weekends are fine.
Weekends are fine. So we may try to shoot like a midday and get
Yeah.
most of that natural light. So let's try to make sure we do it next Saturday.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool with me.
Yeah.
I didn't offer tomorrow, but I've got stuff I gotta do tomorrow, unfortunately.
Okay.
Or not unfortunately, but I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately for this, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll do sort of midday
Okay.
on that.
This sounds fun. I'm stoked. I'm gonna have to make it a haircut.
Well, we were supposed to take a group photo this weekend next to
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah,
Amy's
that was
Ferrari.
great.
It was gonna be me. Yeah, so we were gonna like look real Miami Vice and take a photo next to this dude's Ferrari he was selling on Craigslist.
Oh my God,
We
yeah.
did this photo shoot for
Vertical
his like last school project. It was a
Yeah.
series of photos.
Capstone,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Wasn't that it? It was a capstone for photos, right? You had a
What
series.
was that
It was
for?
a series of 9. big
Oh,
photos.
yeah, it was for that shot at the motel.
Yeah, it was the sting operation.
Sting operation,
So
yeah.
yeah, we put together like these big, huge photos that were like movie stills.
Yeah.
So they weren't. It wasn't like a photo shoot. It was like you were looking at one scene from a movie, like one still from it. And we did this one in a motel where like the windows were back to back, and we
Yeah.
had like a guy and a prostitute in one motel room, and then the police listening through the wall.
Oh,
And we
you
had
probably know which one I'm talking about, over there by, fucking Mattio's.
a motel.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
weird ass building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know, if on the, like, when you just drive by, they have that big yellow one that's like 2 stories.
Yeah, that's
So
the
they
one.
actually have some in the back.
Okay.
And that's where we
okay.
found the one
Yeah.
with the double windows right now. I'm
Are
like,
there like
whoa.
blue rails by it, or is that a different one?
No, that's probably
So I
the
know
same
like
one, I
the
think.
Might be the
two-story
same one.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
part of it's 2-story and then part of it in the back isn't. It's just
Okay,
like a long.
yeah, I know.
But yeah, so we did like this sting operation photo. We had an old
That's
recorder
awesome.
that like listening through.
Yeah.
Ready
so
to bust this
that-
guy.
That's right.
We had like
It
an
was
old
actually-
70s car backed up to it.
Well, it was someone I used to work for, and it was her husband's at the time. And I was like, hey, dude, fine, you give this back. She's like, no, we fucking divorced. Fuck you.
Yeah, so we got a free one of these.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
landed.
that's lit, dude.
It's like,
Yeah.
whatever.
We need to start doing our interviews on it. for
Right,
sure.
I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we'll plan on next weekend for sure.
Sounds good.
And hopefully nothing changes because you'll pretty much be gone after that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shop me in.
Yeah.
Cardboard.
I'm Jimmy in there. Just put Jimmy.
Cardboard cutout.
for me.
Yeah, and like I said, I was totally unaware of anything, so I'm stoked that we finally got to it. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know it was more than one person.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
just like-
yeah.
it was
This
just
is a
like
group
dude who
effort.
just
It's a
does
group
this.
effort, and we still go ahead and crawl and pace.
Yeah. Right on. Sick, dude. Well, I mean, that's pretty much wrapping it up for us. Thank you guys.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah,
that was
man.
fun.
I'm
That was
stoked.
fun.
Yeah, great talking to you
Yeah.
guys. Clearly, awesome talking.
Are you guys gonna
Oh, yes.
keep that?
Yeah, I'll take it.
That one's visually pleasing.
Yeah, it sure is. Which also we'll put, we'll definitely
Yeah,
want
take
these,
one of the minutes, too.
we'll definitely want these at the
This one.
Yeah.
shoot as well,
Okay.
because we'll have to get
Yeah, I'll
proper
take it.
photos. Because it doesn't really do a lot of justice. You say, these guys have cassettes, but no one sees the cassettes.
Yeah.
Right.
So we want them to know, like, oh, this is.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
We had no doubt. We didn't know what we'd be doing, so I was like, hell's no car shit.
Yeah, so yeah, make sure those are here. Those are,
You wanna put them in here?
Oh, no, I'm gonna put these in my bag for the sake of my assessment goals.
I figured.
Sweet. Well, thanks, gentlemen. That was a treat.
Absolutely.
Have you guys ever been interviewed for anything before?
Well, I was interviewed about house concerts once.
How should
It's been mentioned in articles, but not actually.
Yeah, I don't think it was a. No one gives a shit. Except you guys, apparently. So we appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
We're always looking for the cool thing. We try to consider ourselves like the MTV of
The MTV of Tulsa.
Tulsa publication. 80s MTV. Cool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks, gentlemen. Yeah, you should just connect. We'll see you guys soon.
Sure. Yeah.
Yo, I think this could be really good for us. There's one in the car, bro.
I have like 5. Go for
That's exciting, dude. Seems like they give a shit. It's really funny having somebody give a shit. I think that could be pretty good publicity for us, I think. Especially if they have some heat photo of us. Just like a dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring like that.
He was getting a phone call from Mira Cosby.
Who?
That's who he was getting a phone call from. Mira Cosby. Oh, okay, never mind. That really crazy bitch who's Sarah Roberts' friend. The one with dark hair.
Dude, that was I think that photo shoot would be sick.
Dude, yeah.
Pull out all your bring your case and your
I can bring amps.
I can bring your
too,
deck
dude,
and an
like-
amps. Yeah, we're just gonna make it a straight ton of music. That's cool.
Fuck yeah, I'm stoked on that.
I am too, dude. I think this would be great. And I know the interview was good too. I think we covered some stuff I would like to go into a little more depth about.
I'll do that for you.
Like what?
Oh, like our origin and stuff. And then I was like,
Yeah. Really bad about talking about things that I've been involved with too.
yeah, me too. And then you go through this and they're just kind of like, We'll do Lauren's head on the business right away.
Can't tell if that was sexist
Or
or
just a diss on us.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get it.
You guys don't look like you should.
What do you mean?
I didn't understand what he meant. He was like, I figured that as soon as you walked in the door. I was like, what?
This wouldn't know you.
I think of this word because I need you to present yourself a little more.
Professional Christian too.
Dude, that'd be a sick place to fucking
Shoot.
It's like getting that grain silo. It was real fun.
We should definitely 95 it though.
I might probably just wear what I'm wearing today, so jeans.
Maybe get a little more flat,
More grungy.
More black.
hell yeah. Is it really sexy?
No.
It's not gonna be the same. What are you getting into tonight?
I'm broke as shit. So not a lot. I'm definitely down.
Kicking
Might go
it.
skate for a bit. Go home. Touch base.
No, you're not allowed.
You
You piece of shit.
adult.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to chill.
know some decent guys. They're very Tulsa. Very
Yeah.
Tulsa. So like they're very kind of, I think, surface level, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm in their hearts in the right place.
Yeah. Don't like they give a shit. Yeah, we're about to be looking at it.
Yeah, that's gonna be really sick
So
next Saturday.
true, bro. So
Yeah, we are
true.
getting that true. Yeah, but that was
Yeah, that's neat.
You guys don't look cool enough to be walking out of Phoenix.
Yeah, what the
6th
fuck?
Street is exclusively for way hipper folks there,
They're probably coming from that new coffee shop that's for normal people.
Normie shop. Fucking normies.
Normies.
Fucking normies with their lives and friends.
Day jobs. Sports.
Loving loved ones.
Sports. Their youth sports over there.
Oh yeah, I kind of felt like they were best sports.
I had a feeling as soon as they're like, do you know sports? It's like, yeah, no shit, we know sports.
Yeah,
Oh, the bigger
I
the
knew he knew sports.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I saw them, I was like, these guys know and fuck with sports.
These guys are sports fans right here.
And then they were like,
But how are you, bro?
The 80s aesthetic.
I'm not looking at
So you were bullshitting? 'Cause
No,
you
no,
said
I've seen the Planet What? I've seen the Planet What?
Wait, the planet what?
The Planet What article.
Oh,
That was pretty cool.
oh, okay.
They had like kind of honestly, our article was fucking sick.
Fuck yeah, dude. That is gonna be vicious, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be
aggressive.
hard on the eyes, like that mustard yellow and red.
Yeah, I doubt they're gonna want to go that direction with the sidewalk. It's gonna be so sick.
It is made of
Bro,
harsh. Let me
bless
you.
Yeah, Christian's got this. I'll design it.
That would be kind of sick.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry, bro. We got
Well,
you.
we do the art for our shit, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, do you not hear us in the interview, bro? We do our own art.
Yeah, including in magazines.
Including other people's magazines.
Including other people's magazines, bro.
Shit, looks like there's some art going on there.
Yeah, you look shady.
You look mad trendy, though.
You look dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Flexing IKEA.
That's an idea of my swagger. That'd be tight.
Yeah,
We can really,
I'm fucking
this photo shoot's gonna be, no, we can really wow out.
Okay, so like we're not gonna rent their place ever.
No.
I'm just making sure you guys know that.
No.
Okay.
Oh, fuck no, we're not paying for the place to do this. The
Yeah.
bedrooms have worked fine up to now.
Yeah, my eyes like were trying really hard not to roll during that.
It's like, what would we do there?
Yeah,
Get
what a
high?
nice plug.
Yeah, we just like bring our gear. It's not like we could leave our shit there or anything. We'd have to like cart it all over
At
there.
the coffee shop, you'd have to pay to be at.
Yeah, that's fucking
Have little
retarded.
noise projects in there.
Yeah. We use this as a music space, correct?
I mean, I guess if you lived in like a large apartment complex where you couldn't be loud or some shit and you
Good venue,
needed
though.
it, I don't know.
Besides the lack of parking.
Yeah, the parking would be kind of a bitch, but I mean, I guess that thing is kind of a dead end, so you could park on double sides of that street, right? Maybe.
Sure. Might be able to. I don't know. Give it a shot. Let's try to do something.
Yeah.
The old neighborhoods.
Fresh damn, huh? There.
Yeah.
It's like he's up to
All types of good shit.
enduring. He's enduring.
And he's the one with the good coat. Let's go.
Oh, dude.
It was stupid.
That slow life goes slow.
Honestly, I was like, this isn't even that tight.
We're like, I wanted to stop.
I feel pretty dope. Just a grind my teeth and shit.
Ooh. That sounds
my jaw, like
miserable.
I can help it with jumps.
Oh, Natty the kitty was there again.
Oh, bananas.
Yeah. Huh? I can't. It's like Susie or something weird, but it's not Susie. Or Annie. Is it Annie?
Alright, guys. I'm gonna fucking get out of here.
Okay.
Hit me up whenever you're free.
Yeah, for sure. Adios, Lauren.
See you later tonight. if you're not too broke.